Touchdown! San Francisco!
Good morning, happy Friday here from the North Country, where me and Ty is over here buried in snow. My boy's down there in the South enjoying his nice little humid weather. Mario, Week 10 is done. Week 11 is here. It is a Friday, so we kind of, I was a little under the weather and couldn't do it yesterday. So we already know the results of the Thursday night game. We'll talk about that another time. Today, we have a brand new segment. We're not going to go around all through the schedule from Week 10. We're going to pick 4 of the games, discuss it. Then we're going to go into something called buyers and sellers about the playoff seeds as they're constructed today. Talk about each team that's seeded from 1 through 7 on each conference. Explain why you're sold on that team or you think they're a Super Bowl champion type of caliber team, whatever. And then we'll go into our quick pick'em segment like always. So, fellas, we're going to talk about this first game up in Europe going into Germany. All right, we have the Seattle Seahawks losing 16-21 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. First of all, I'm going to go out and say I will not wear any more Raiders gear for the rest of the year. So I will not be wearing this Jags hat every time we hop in, just so you know. But we had Tampa Bay and Seattle in Germany. I caught some of that game, not the whole game. First of all, the atmosphere was fantastic for Germany. Wow.
It was karaoke all through the game, bro.
Talking about putting a team in London, put a team in Germany.
Right.
Like they're serving beer steins out there in the stands, man. That was fire. But it was a pretty solid game for what it was. Tampa Bay just looks old. I don't think this game should have been as close as what it was. And I don't know what's going on in Tampa Bay, whether they're really missing Bruce Arians or not. Luckily, they were able to, keep Seattle from coming back towards the end. But I think, it's weird when you got a team that is quarterbacked by Geno Smith and they look better than you. And a whole bunch of rookies. You know what I mean? I don't mean just that game is in general, but I just think Tampa Bay is old. I don't think that game should have been as close as what it was. Luckily, they were able to stay alive. I don't know what's going on in Tampa, man. I just think they need to. I think Tom Brady is probably at the end. As much as I'd hate to say that, because I'm a Tom Brady fan, as much as people hate that man. Geno Smith looked good, 23 for 33, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
That's a solid game right there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a solid game for a guy that you didn't think was gonna be starting as your decent starter. He looked better than Tom Brady. They were just able to fight off a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
what you got, Todd?
I've always been saying this. I like me some Geno Smith. All right, when the season started, I said I think a lot of y'all are sleeping on Geno.
I still am.
And hey, I don't know why. I think Geno has played this season as well as he could. I will sit here and say it is not the Seattle Seahawks. Geno is what's helping the Seattle Seahawks get the record they are. You know what I'm saying? Geno Smith is helping that team overperform. If I recall correctly, at the beginning of the season, LaFau, you said the Seahawks were going to have the number 1 pick.
I did. I definitely did. But besides you, this whole world didn't see this coming. So I'll tell you like this, the difference between of the game for me was Geno Smith cannot be your leading rusher in the game. All right? Yeah. They had 0 run game. Kenneth Walker, for 10 attempts, had 17 yards. That's 1.7. You cannot win the game if it's just going to stick to passing. It's easy to drop back in the zone and just allow that to happen. He threw 33 times, and they only rushed 14. It's like, bro, you're never going to win if you don't find a proper balance in a game, especially if you can't find a run game, especially during this time when we're about to get into the cold weather and you cannot rush. Because defense and run game is what you need to continue forward when it goes into the playoffs. Go ahead, Mario.
I think that we should be giving more credit to Pete Carroll first and foremost. I think he does a very good job of coaching non-stars, right? And I
Pete
think he
Carroll?
does a
Yeah.
very good job of coaching younger guys. I think once people start becoming stars and they get a little bit more established and they get egos, I think is when he starts bumping heads with people. He did it with Richard Sherman, did it with Russell Wilson, so on and so forth. I think
Earl Thomas.
yeah, I think the fact that he's I think this is gonna
Humble?
sound weird, but I think he does his best when he's the face of the franchise. You get what I'm saying? When he's the face of the team. When there's nobody there to question the things that he's doing. And when you have a guy like Geno Smith and you have these rookies who are overperforming, none of these guys are going to be those type of guys that are like, I'm a star, let's do things my way or the highway, let's so on and so forth. So I think that the fact that you have that one unified voice that these young guys are going to follow, I think helps a lot with Seattle. And I don't think people took into account with that, because I think after last year, people were ready to write him off, keep Russell Wilson, and just roll with what they had.
That's absolutely true. That's exactly what it was going.
And the fact that they were able to they're able to do what they're doing, they got, not only did they get rid of Russell Wilson, they got a ransom of picks from Denver, and it's probably going to be in the top. It's going to probably be in the top 10.
I was absolutely going to bring that up too.
You have some top 10 picks on top of being a potential playoff team. So what everybody thought was a rebuild is what I like to call a competitive rebuild, where you're rebuilding, but you're still able to put a good product on the field and make a run at the postseason. And you don't see that very often with teams. So I think that that's impressive to me what Seattle is doing. Granted, Pete Carroll's a USC guy as well, so
it's not. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. It's not that I don't believe in Geno Smith. He's a divisional quarterback, so of course I'm gonna not like him. However, to Washington's credit, the thing I notice about this team is, just like you said, the ransom of picks. They hit their picks this year too. That kid Tariq Woolen is a monster at a 6'4" dude that can run a 4.2 at corner. Come on now. Like they have a balance of veterans and youth. You have Shelby Harris coming from the Broncos, being there with Big Al Woods to help solidify that defense. And on the other side, you have Geno Smith, keeping everyone calm as a veteran. So like, there's a balance there that it's a true good balance. Like you don't have a plethora, like just one or two veterans getting swarmed by hella young players, and the thing is good for them. I still think. We'll get into that when we get to buyers and sellers. But you have anything to say, Todd, before I go through? Oh, wait, and Rashad White. I don't know who the heck that is, but 100 yards, stiff arm Quandre Diggs back to America with that. Oh, it was nasty. I don't know who he is, but he came out of nowhere. He did some shit. He did some really good stuff. Julio getting that touchdown looked like old Julio. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Wash. I was just making sure your mouth wasn't full.
Nah, you good. I really have nothing more to add after listening to everything. I agree with you, Mario, that Bucks look old, man. Bucks look old, and at the end of the day, Father Time comes for us all. It was great to see. Yeah, it was great to see the run, this historical run. That even there are people that never gonna like Tom Brady, but I hope we give him his flowers.
And like
everyone eventually gives him his flowers.
What's wild is like they brought everybody back. Like they've done that good job of like bringing everybody back, which is fantastic. But like on top of that, you don't bring anybody new in. So you get guys like Tom Brady who looks a little older. Mike Evans, who I'm a fan of, doesn't look like the same Mike Evans
at all. But he's 30. He's 31 now.
I've probably been, before I met you guys, the biggest dude on the horn for Mike Evans, because the guy had 1,000 yards,
1,000 seasons, 1,000 yard seasons in a row.
Jack shit as quarterbacks, right? And they look old. Like the defense looks like they've lost a step. They look like they miss Bruce Arians. I don't know what's going on. I don't think you can pinpoint it to one thing, but they just look slower, and they look like they look like an average team.
Well, listen, that was a good game to start off this whole segment. We're going into the next one where we have the Dallas Cowboys go into Lambeau Field. What was all the results, Washington, with that, like with picks?
Aaron, Cowboys. Thornhill, Packers. LaFau, Packers. Todd, Dallas. Tim, Dallas. Me, Dallas.
I picked Dallas as well.
Yeah.
I
You
picked
know what?
Dallas as well.
They were in Lambeau Field, right?
Yeah.
Um, However, I thought Dallas had a better team than Green Bay. Simple enough. That's why I chose them. I think Dallas is a better team than Green Bay. Um, what I can say is, I think Dallas gave that game away.
They did. They absolutely did. They were the better team, hands down.
Damn, this stuff.
But look, I'll tell you
Yeah,
like this when it comes to this thing, right?
It also helps when Aaron Jones is running for 138 yards. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I mean?
but look at the box score for Dallas. They were pretty balanced. You got a 100-yard rusher, 100-yard receiver. Like the only thing that I think was the difference is you allowed a rookie
Dak
that
Prescott throwing them interceptions.
the turnovers on him. But I'm talking about for the defensive side. You allow a rookie who was dropping passes all year get 3 touchdowns all on you. Like C. Watson, I can't remember Watson.
Christian Watson?
Yes, 107 freaking. This is a kid.
Nasty.
Hey, I wanted this kid only because he was Trey Lance's wide receiver. I thought that would have been good for us. But when they drafted him, I was like, fuck. But look, 3 touchdowns for a rookie that was struggling all year. That's gonna help. And then of course, Prescott with those 2 picks. A-Rod was flawless with 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and like you said, Aaron Jones just ran it down their throat.
Aaron Rodgers usually is that efficiency guy, though. He's not really going to be the guy that takes the high-risk throws, you know what I mean? I think Aaron Rodgers is a guy who's very self-aware with his stats and his efficiency, and I think that's why he does a lot of the things that he does. I remember, everybody was giving him that shit for not running and taking that chance and not throw, and I think that was one of those things where he was getting in his head on his own stats. Aaron Rodgers is a very self-aware dude. Aaron Rodgers is my guy, but I think that he just, I don't know, the fact that even some of these other receivers, Sammy Watson 3 for 47, Alan Lazar 3 for 45, he was able to distribute the ball amongst a bunch of receivers, which he normally doesn't trust any of these guys. Right. So that I feel like was the step in the right direction that they needed. I just think Dallas isn't for real, but I mean they're never for real any time, any year. Honestly,
there's a segment for that.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, I just think that I think they're playing with house money, and they go into Lambeau. They play in a weather that they don't normally play in, and they give the game away and they lose it in overtime. It's one of those games where they just didn't want it bad enough, is what it looked like,
You got anything to say about this one, Ty? All right, so this next game is the upset of the week. The Commanders go into Philly. What was this? Monday night, and they win 32-21 with this game, right? Last week when I said the upset of the week, I was only riding on the wave of Heineke's whole little boost of hype, right? His intangibles are there for his team. That's all it was, because if you look at his thing, he played not that good. No touchdowns, 1 interception, 17-29, right? But it was when the Eagles acquired and get Ndamukong Suh and the other D tackle that told me what happened this game. They just couldn't stop the run. They were pounding the rock all game. But again, the Eagles, they were just struggling. Okay, refs weren't on their side, of course not, right? But they didn't play the perfect game. It was an ugly game. They should have won it. But hey, kudos to the Commanders for this one. This was an emotional game for Coach Rivera losing his mother. So this was kind of a game that they dedicated to him. So it was a good win overall for them. For me, it was just like I said. The Taylor Heineke, vibes right now is the reason why I'm high on their team. I'm not saying nothing about playoffs or anything, but I'm just saying there's another NFC East team that's actually doing pretty good,
The Eagles. Oh, you go, bro. You got it.
No, I don't have much to say. All thing I want to say off that is I want to know how Washington's going to play out. Obviously, my team plays them twice. So, of course, now a team that I had once thought was, man, they're the Redskins. I've been dogging the Commanders all year. And now I'm looking at them like, who said? I think your boy Aaron said it. The hottest team, whoever makes the run at the right time. And they look like this could have been a huge momentum, a huge momentum build, and it makes me. I'm on watch now with the Commanders, a team that I had written off. I'm on watch. I'm not gonna jump ahead to the buyers sellers thing, but I I don't know the Eagles though. I feel like at the beginning of the season, I was the first person to say I don't trust Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did nothing wrong. What I will say is the Eagles. I still think the Eagles are good enough that they will win it all. Now I want to say here, the Eagles, I think will win it all. I know we got a Minnesota believer somewhere on this podcast. Not, I don't know, but somebody else in Minnesota. I'm still with the Eagles, man. That's it. I don't really have any stat wise talk.
Let's be honest with you. Did anybody honestly think the Eagles were gonna go undefeated?
No.
No.
Like they're due to drop one, maybe two. I'm sure they'll go 15-2, 15 or 14-3, something like that.
It's actually good for him though.
And I think they went in and they underestimated a Washington team that they felt they could run over.
They did week 3. I believe it was week 3 when they beat them.
Yeah. I think they underestimated them with all the issues that Washington has. You face a guy that's Taylor Heineke that's never really been like the guy. You know what I mean?
That guy, yeah.
And I think they were just due. And I think what it was just a case of them underestimating a team and looking on to the next week. I don't think anybody ever thinks that Washington is the team to beat. You know what I mean? But they snuck one out.
I'll tell you,
that was impressive. And Brian Robinson, I think, is the real deal.
Yes.
I think next year he's going to take that massive step next year. I think Brian Robinson is the real deal. And the thing is, like, I think this offense is the real deal. You got McLaurin, you got Curtis Samuel, you got Jahan Dotson. They're a quarterback away.
I was just about to explain that part.
It's quarterback away.
That's it. That's not it. But at the same time, look on the other side. Arguably, when Chase Young comes back, you have probably one of the meanest defensive lines in the NFL.
What?
Yes, they had a field day. They had a field day yesterday.
Sweat is so underrated.
They had a field day with arguably the Eagles, who have a top 5 offensive line. Like they had a field. Those 2 D tackles, Allen and I can't think of his others. Payne. They were just going crazy in the middle. Now you add Chase Young when he comes back. You have a deep, like, those forwards nasty. They have a ground game with Antonio Gibson and Robinson. They have 2 wide receivers in Curtis Samuels and McLaurin. You said it. They thought in the offseason that getting Carson Wentz would help. Like, they thought that it would help because they have all the weapons they need. They have a defense that's really respectable. I mean, Taylor Heineke, again, like I said, he's going to keep them afloat. I don't see them in the playoffs or anything, but you're going to respect that team every time you play them. But I said that about the Lions too. So this next game that we're going to talk about was the game of the week. We have the Minnesota Vikings going into Buffalo, and they defeat them 33-30. Who wants to start this? Because this was an exciting game. Go ahead.
And this is what I was saying prior to the podcast. What this game confirms to me is what I think everybody already knows, which is Josh Allen can be the blessing or he could be the curse. Regardless, I don't think anybody's questioning Josh Allen's ability. I think he has the intangibles. I think he has the skill set. I even think he has the discipline. I think what it is Josh Allen walking to the season, hearing it's my shit to take. It's my award to win. It's my Super Bowl to win. And I feel like he's playing cocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? He thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes has gift and he has luck. I don't know what it is with Pat Mahomes, but there's no throw he can't make. Josh Allen, I think, is forcing some stuff. I think sometimes Josh Allen, he wants to do too much.
But that's like, a gunslinger is who Josh Allen is. You're gonna
Right.
get a lot of good, but you're gonna get some bad with it too.
But what I'm saying is,
the thing is like
I feel like before he had this, and now walking into the season when what did we say? It's Josh Allen's MVP to lose,
Yeah.
right? It was
Yeah.
the Bills Super Bowl to lose. Walking into the season, it was the Bills Super Bowl to lose. And now the ways they're losing, they're not getting blown out. They're not losing in one or two things, and the game could have went to the Bills. In every single one of their losses. The
But I
Bills
mean,
have
like,
4 losses. Go ahead.
the team is very heavily dependent on Josh Allen, right? They don't
Right.
have a run game. Their best rusher was Josh Allen.
Yeah,
that
that's
night.
not. I always
You know
say
what I
it.
mean?
If your quarterback's going to be your best rusher, it's a bad game.
Josh Allen. And when your best rusher is your quarterback, outside of probably Baltimore, like you're gonna have those problems where you become predictable. And when you become predictable, you're gonna have those mistakes that happen in the game that Josh Allen's had. There's only so many times you can go when everybody knows you're just gonna keep on throwing. You know what I mean? So like I'm telling you, I think they're a running back away. Just like I think Washington is a quarterback away, they're a running back away.
Which is why they're on the short list for a free agent running back in New York, or a potential free agent running back next year in New York.
Yeah.
Is
They also looking at Alvin Kamara too.
I'd like to see
Saquon
John
and Alvin.
That's a Raiders fan.
But on the flip side, I think Buffalo Buffalo, get your shit together. I think it's just that. It's one of the things. Hey, yo, Buffalo, we on week 10. What, week 11 now?
Mm-hmm.
We're on week 11, man. Hey, fix your kinks. If you really want this Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, get your shit together. But let's talk about Minnesota.
Yes,
And
please.
Minnesota already looked good. And then what they go grab, TJ Hawkinson?
Mm-hmm. That's all they needed was
Minnesota's
a
scary.
tight end.
I laughed. I didn't believe it. Minnesota's gonna upset somebody. Minnesota's gonna ruin somebody. I'm like I said, I'm away. I don't know if I fully buy in. I'm still big on Philly. I don't know if I fully bought into Minnesota, but I know Minnesota's gonna be harder for playing Minnesota come January.
It's a dome.
I'm not talking about weather.
Oh.
I'm talking about Minnesota on a home game in January.
There is a man there that's not do very good, and when the spotlights are on,
I know, and see that you're right. You're absolutely right, and that's why I can't buy in.
You see how
That's
they
literally
want?
why I can't buy in.
They
I
play
don't even
the.
have to name the name, and y'all know what I'm
Listen,
talking about.
but what's funny about that is this: that they showed the records of him at 1,300 games on how great he plays. He didn't even play that great. He got 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Just both quarterbacks went for 300 plus, over 45 plus attempts, and got 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
You know what? F this. Justin Jefferson. All momentum.
Jettis.
How do I say this? It was already a tight game. Momentum is everything in football. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
Like, momentum is everything. That catch, that was the Vikings. You know the Vikings they're gonna pull this off.
Fun fact: that glove and sleeve that he caught that ball in is already shipped to Canton, Ohio. Already, they already shipped it to the Hall of Fame.
That catch was so nice.
That was
it was almost as good as OBJ's New York Giants catch.
No, they put that.
Or David Tyree's Super Bowl catch.
They have it on social media. No, they have that on social media right now. Voting like which one's which, and those 3 are amongst the 4. I don't know the 4th one.
You said those 3 are amongst the how many? So
the 4. The 4.
Yeah. So half of the best catches come from the best New York football team. Yes.
All right. So look, we talked about 4 of the games that we thought was exciting to watch last week. This time we're talking about buyers and sellers. You guys kept trying to egg into this segment. Now we get to go into it. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the top 7 on each conference as seeded today. as of today, okay? So we're going to go with the AFC Conference. We're going to go with the number 7 seed, the New England Patriots. Are you buyers or are you sellers?
I'm a seller. I'm a seller. I'm a seller. I said from the jump. I'm sorry. I said from the jump, you can't count out a Bill Belichick team, a Bill Belichick coach team. I think New England is going, and I'm saying this again, is going to ruin somebody's dance. It's going to ruin somebody's shots. I don't think New England's going to get in,
No. I think
but I think they're going to
Cincy
ruin
do.
someone else's chance to get it. They're going to be, or the seeding. You know what I'm saying? And seeding is everything as well.
Exactly.
So I think New England is that wild card. That New England, New England, what new? Let me see. I haven't seen New England's schedule honestly, but New England can sit here and change the course of the AFC seeding. That's it.
What do you got, Mario?
I'm selling. I don't buy the Patriots. I don't buy Mac Jones. I don't buy anybody on the team. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think it's either going to be the Chargers or the Bengals that slip in. They just don't got the guys to make a playoff push. I think they've just been fortunate for scheduling. Granted, Bill Belichick is always going to be Bill Belichick. I don't buy the Pats at all. I'm selling.
Yeah, so I had to go back and forth, and people are like, why are you going back and forth? It's because they do two things really well. They run the ball, and they play really good defense. It's just hard because you don't have a consistent quarterback. So I'm going to sell as well, only because Belichick teams depend on a solid quarterback. And Mac Jones this year has been having a sophomore slump. So I'm gonna say the same exact thing. I'm gonna sell on that one too. So we're gonna go into the number 6 seed, which is surprising to say, the Buffalo Bills.
Why? They'll get the second seed. When it's done, I think they'll get the second seed.
I buy them.
I doubt that though. Well, we'll see. They're already 0-2 in the division.
I buy them as making the playoffs. I sell them doing anything in the playoffs. I just think they're too predictable of a team.
I think they'll get to the championship.
I am a buyer as well. They don't do one thing well that travels, and that's run the block unless it's Josh Allen. Their defense, they're giving up too many points, right? The game, like, come on, like 33 points, right? If you look at their schedule, they have multiple games like that. I do see them in the maybe in the championship game, but when it comes to being the number 2 seed, they're 0-1 against Miami. They're 0-1 against the Jets. Already in their thing. I don't even know what their record is with the Patriots. I don't think they played yet. But in the division, they're already 0-2, right? So I think they do squeak by, but it's for me. I don't think they're going to be the team coming out of this conference anymore. I just solely can't go with them. Number 5. Are you a buyer or seller for the New York Jets? You want to talk about someone that's going to upset? I think this team's going to upset. I really think this team's going to upset someone in the dance too.
I think I'm a buyer. I think. Hold on. Listen, like I said, the seeding. Don't believe in the seeding. This is where I sit here and say New England may, influence the seeding. Because Zach Wilson is not good against New England.
At all. He's 0-1.
Right. He's not good. He's not good against New England. So I have the Jets, but I think their seeding is going to drop down to 7. First off, the Jets are going to be scary.
That defense is the real deal.
The Jets are going to be scary. The Jets, and they're young. That's the big thing. They're young. So I'm a buyer. I think this season is where they start getting their feet wet, and then we start. The Jets become prominent in the next 3 to 5 years. We start wondering, oh shoot, are the Jets going to get the 3rd seed, the first? You know what I'm saying?
I am a buyer for the Jets as well. I thought I was going to be the only buyer for the Jets, to be completely honest with you. Salah's got him in the right direction, Sauce Gardner's the truth. Quinn Williams is the truth. That defense is disgusting. I think they got to work on some things on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think they'll make a lot of noise, but I think they'll belong in the playoffs.
I'm a buyer as well with the Jets. Again, you know how biased I am. They have Robert Saleh. They have Mike LaFleur as their offensive coordinator. They have former Kyle Shanahan coaches. They do it. They do it. They do it.
Always bring
But
Kyle
listen,
Shanahan into it.
yeah. But listen, because they came off of his tree. Now listen, with
Off of
the,
his tree. Christ. All right. Yeah, go for it.
is it not? Is it not? Is it not
I
off his?
guess.
Is
Off
Mick-
his leaf, more like off his leaf.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I
off
don't
his
think-
branch.
You don't get a whole tree.
I
You
don't
don't get a
think
whole tree.
I don't think he's been doing it long enough to grant a tree yet.
Yeah, maybe a branch. Maybe a branch.
Y'all know how long Kyle Shanahan been offensive coordinator
Yeah,
running his
yeah,
playbook?
he might have his coaching bush or something like that. I don't know.
He has a tree, bro.
He's not a tree, bro.
Listen, because there's another team that's ranked number 2 that we're going to talk about that also has some of his tree leaves as well. But the Jets, right? Robert Saleh's defense always has one formula that not everyone does. They have a plethora of D-line that he rotates.
Yep.
Every other team has 4 down linemen, and they gas them out. He has his sets, and they rotate, getting fresher players to attack that O-line every game. Then you have that with a young stud named Sauce Gardner in the back. Like, bro,
Bro.
nasty guy. Nasty. James Robinson, because of Breece Hall getting hurt, was a really good, pickup for them to, make up the run game. Zach Wilson this is going to be the reason why they're good or bad. It's his development. That's all it is. It's like what he can do for his team. Is the way he plays. But as long as they have that run game, as long as their defense is playing well, they can upset a team in freaking December. They really could upset a team. This next team, I also think is pretty good as well. The number 4 seed, the Baltimore Ravens. Buyers or sellers?
Fine. Yeah,
Fine.
fine.
I don't see them. They may win a game. It depends who they play. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl.
They'll make some noise though.
Yeah,
I'll buy it.
100%. Like I said, it depends who they play. I guess I'm not buying any seeding as of today.
It's hard when you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback to not buy that team.
Yeah,
Especially
You know
on a
what I mean?
contract here.
and it seems
Yeah.
like they took off they're giving back they're blowing the lead. It looks
Yeah.
like they solved that problem.
Yeah, it's hard to not buy Baltimore as long as Lamar Jackson is your quarterback. It's hard. The guy's way too good.
He'll be in New York next year. Oh no, he won't be, bro. No, he won't be.
But check this out. I'm a buyer too. I think the acquisition of Roquan Smith as linebacker, which we all thought, and I don't know about y'all, but I talked about it, saying like their linebacker core is missing that guy. They got him now, and they've been looking good on that side of the ball. So I'm a buyer as well with the Baltimore Ravens. This next team, I don't know about y'all, but what y'all think about the number 3 Tennessee Titans?
I'm
Buyers
selling.
or seller?
I'm selling them, and it's because they are the proponent of a poor division.
So no, that means you got to buy them. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm gonna buy them because the division's so poor. They're going to the playoffs. They're winning that
they're
division.
going to the playoffs, but like
That's a buy.
I don't buy them as a team that should be in the playoffs.
That's not the question. You. It's not about.
Well, then I
should
have
be.
to buy them. Okay, so
You
by
have to.
default, so by default,
hold
I
on,
would
hold
have
on.
to buy them.
Hold on. Unless you think Indy's gonna sneak up.
No.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then realistically, like I said, the Titans are a shoo-in. It's the
Yeah.
you're
Okay.
getting it. You
Do
know
you-
what I'm saying?
so-
And
so-
then you're gonna get bumped the first
Well,
round.
then the last, like the whole first through 4 seeds should all be teams. That
So
we buy.
do you buy them doing anything in the playoffs?
No.
No,
Absolutely,
absolutely
not.
not. Absolutely not.
No.
You know what? You know what?
No.
You know what?
I do know
If
what.
they end up playing like the Jets, they'll advance. You see what I'm saying? They can advance.
Well, right now they would play Baltimore, right?
Again,
Today,
Right now, as of right now, they would play Baltimore, right? As of
Yep.
today. So
I don't.
Titans
no,
play
no.
Baltimore. Who they play?
It's Titans versus Bills.
Who
it'll
you got
be-
winning that game? I got the Bills winning that game.
Shit changes. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but I'm talking about as of today.
Okay, as of today,
they're
you're
playing the
absolutely right.
Bills.
As of today, you're right. As of today, you are absolutely right. But like I said, and this is why it's kind of hard because do I buy? I don't buy anybody's seating right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy anybody's seating. I buy. You can't even in the NFC. You can't even buy seating right now. We don't have one clear cut team. What's the clear cut team in the AFC?
Chiefs.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who?
Chiefs.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard for me now because of Tennessee's road. Tennessee will get in. Who they play as of today? Yeah, they're not winning. But any given Sunday.
Any given Sundays
Tennessee-
for sure. There's gonna
Tennessee
be an
got hot
upset.
late. But look, Tennessee got hot late, and no matter how we feel about Tennessee, look how they played against Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Tennessee can easily be. What version are we getting of them today?
I don't think what they have offensively. I don't think has longevity. I don't think it has what you need for the playoffs. You know what I mean?
They're old on defense, especially.
Yeah, I just don't think they're just a proponent of a poor division in the AFC South.
All right, we're moving on to the second seed to a team that
Coming off his butt?
coming off the tree.
Coming
The
off that butt?
Miami Dolphins. Buyers or sellers, y'all? Because I'm a buyer.
I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer.
Probably buyer.
I said Miami was going to be good this year too.
So I'm gonna say. So when we say buyers now, so I can clear it, are you buying them to be a threat for a Lombardi Trophy?
Yes.
All right.
AFC Championship. They have the potential to go to the AFC Championship. Hold on, they have the potential to get to the AFC Championship.
I think they could beat the Chiefs.
You did okay. So you think they're Super Bowl champion? They have the ability to make this to the bowl.
I think they do.
I can see that. I can see that.
Like when you have the receiving and tight ends that they have, and then you have Fred's cousins, nephews, uncles, brothers, sisters, fucking Tua. They look good. They do. They look when Tua's playing. They look like a flawless team.
It is flawless. He has 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
All right, so look, this is my takeaway. Who do we have in the playoff race? We have the Jets. I'm sorry, the Jets, the Chiefs.
What do you mean race?
Please name them all. Name all the teams.
Patriots.
Name all the teams.
Patriots,
Chiefs,
Bills.
Dolphins, Titans, Ravens, Jets, Bills, Patriots.
All right.
I only think there's 2 teams in the AFC that can compete to go to the Super Bowl, and that's the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
So you have no faith in the Bills?
No, I don't. They're too one-dimensional.
That's literally.
The only way I believe the Bills will win a game is if they play a playoff game in Baltimore, or not Baltimore, in Buffalo.
And they're not. They're going to be away the whole time.
Exactly.
With the seedings.
Miami's going to win that game. But if Miami plays Buffalo in Buffalo, Buffalo will win strictly just because the weather will help.
So the way I see it, since we're talking about the Chiefs as well, Dolphins do everything well. Adding Bradley Chubb just put the cherry on top of their defense, right?
Yes.
Their offense get Tua back healthy. You already know you have 2,000-yard receivers in Waddle, and Hill might be 2,000 this year, and Gesicki doing Gesicki things. But the run games, adding Jeff Wilson in there with Mostert is a familiar type of run game. The team is built and balanced around. What I agree with Mario with the Bills is there's 2 things, Washington. You know this. There's 2 things you can travel with during the playoffs, and they don't have one of them. They don't have a run game.
Hold on. All I want to say, and my reasoning for saying the AFC Championship is experience, man.
It is.
It's experience. What I'm sitting here saying is, I'm not saying they can go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that at all. I think everything you guys are saying very valid. My only thing is, I think last year with Joe Burrow was it happened. It was rare, but a second-year quarterback, really first year, kind of second-year
True.
quarterback. You know, he made it, which some people just have it on. I don't know. I feel like in the playoffs, Tua's inexperience just naturally will come out, and that's why I said AFC Championship. They have everything. You guys are 100% right there, balanced.
It's hard for me to count out Miami when you have a quarterback in Tua that doesn't make mistakes.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I agree with you. They can go to the Super Bowl. Me personally, you don't okay, but like it's not a hot take. That's very
Yeah.
it makes sense what you're saying. I
Yeah.
just feel like experience will end up playing a part, and that's where Josh Allen or them being one dimensional, he'll overcome it. You see what I'm saying? That's
You
kind
can
of where
only
I have that.
he's felt so long.
I
But
agree. I agree.
When they've lost and when they've lost in the playoffs, it has not been Josh Allen's fault.
No, it's been that defense.
And
fault.
I think this year,
This is a different
that
Josh
extra,
Allen, though.
You're absolutely right. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm sorry to bring up, but playoff Eli. All right, playoff Eli is one of the best quarterbacks, goddamn ever.
It's a legend. He's a legend.
For real. But you know that during the regular season, Eli is well, you know, I guess I'll try again next drive. You know, he didn't care. You throw a touchdown, he throw a pick, it's all the same, right? But then you get to the playoffs, and Eli Manning's one of the most efficient quarterbacks.
Miami's got so many ways to beat you.
I understand, and I agree with you.
For going back and forth with y'all too, I think I agree on both sides. So look, now that I'm thinking about it, the Chiefs doesn't even have a run game. Like both of those teams only have two things that are different factors than the Dolphins. They have Allen and Mahomes, right? They have that as a scapegoat for their run game, right? Miami, they have to have all that because we don't know what Tua, like Washington said, we don't know what Tua is going to be in December.
Well, I'm glad you just said Mahomes too, because Mahomes, this is why I said Mahomes has luck to him. Mahomes makes some plays that easily can go the other fucking way.
Right.
And you're over here sitting here saying, why would Mahomes do that? That's why I said Josh Allen is doing too much. Josh Allen's got beat by Mahomes, sees Mahomes, says, I'm just as good. I've seen one of the best, I feel like Johnson. I seen one of the best takes the other day. I forgot who I was watching. Was it Colin? That wasn't Colin. Anyway, we do this Mahomes Allen comparison, right? Oh, Allen's better than Mahomes. All that. Allen has done nothing to deserve to be compared to Mahomes. Mahomes is a Super Bowl champion. Mahomes is this, but the way we're glorifying Josh Allen's play, Josh Allen is not Patrick Mahomes. But I think Josh Allen thinks he's Patrick Mahomes. So Josh Allen is doing dumb shit that realistically, if Josh Allen accepts that there's Patrick Mahomes and I'm not as good as him, but I'm good. I hate to say it like that. I'm not as good as him, but I'm good. He accepts that. He plays his game. But I'm not a coach in the fucking NFL. I'm a guy who...
So before I move on to the National Football Conference, let's get our mid-season prediction on who's in the AFC Championship game. I got the Dolphins and Chiefs.
Let me look at seeding. I need you to tell me the seeding again because I have to write shit down.
So 7 through 1: Patriots, Bills, Jets, Ravens, Titans, Dolphins, Chiefs. There's going to be an upset somewhere, and I believe the Bills will be the one that get upsetted.
I got Miami in the Super Bowl, man. I got Miami
beating Chiefs. I gotta say I got the Chiefs.
I'll see you in January.
So
I got the Chiefs in Miami.
Yes. I got the Chiefs and Dolphins going to the dance, and I got the Chiefs winning too because it's at Arrowhead, and you taking a tropical type of team into that snow. So I got that.
It's not even just that.
Arrowhead is also a loud ass stadium. It's louder than Seattle.
Exactly. It's also the Chiefs are better. The Chiefs. Hold on. Experience will show. That's a game where of course anything is possible. Anything. I'm not a coach. I'm not this. On the outside as a fan looking in, The Chiefs are better everywhere except for wide receivers. Hold on, I don't know. With Kadarius Toney,
Yeah, that
maybe.
looks like that looks
That's
like the
why.
trade
That's
of
why I
this
was
year
so
right there.
mad y'all traded him, man.
Hey,
Y'all
listen,
traded him to the
no, and I'm
freaking
not mad.
Chiefs.
Listen, I'm not mad because every player doesn't go everywhere. You're under Andy Reid. Let's look at the players Andy Reid's have coached. All right,
Right.
every to me, Andy Reid's a players coach.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a players coach. He's the coach that we have two types of coach. We have a coach that sits here and says, "This is the expectation. Everyone will play here. It works some places, won't." That's a Belichick type of coach. Then we have a coach that sits here and says, "I'm going to play to your strengths." Andy Reid is playing to their strengths. Bill Belichick has a system. He's a very systematic coach. Long story short, that trade made sense for Kansas City. That trade made sense for New York.
Yeah.
Kansas City just got better. It is what it is.
All
And
right,
because of that, that'll be the difference. Experience, all this coaching experience, and why the
Hey,
Chiefs beat Miami.
as a fan, business wise, if you're the owners, just look at that. Tyreek Hill going against his old team in the AFC Championship game. Woo! That just sells right there by itself. So we're gonna go into the National Football Conference. All right, I agreed with Washington. I in the beginning I had Bills Niners in the Super Bowl. It's Chiefs now for me at midseason. So we're gonna go into NFC. We're gonna go with the 7th seed. Speaking of the 49ers, are you guys buying or are you selling?
I'm buying, and I think they'll get. I'm buying, and I think they'll get higher. I think they'll be higher than the 7th by the time playoff comes around. I also believe that the 49ers will make it. I'm not gonna lie. 49ers will get bumped first round, man.
Okay. Mario?
I hate the Niners. I'm a buyer, all right? And the thing is, just like what you said prior to, I think with the Niners, the experience will show with the Niners. I think the Niners, out of all these teams in the NFC, is one of those teams that can inch into the playoffs and make noise in the playoffs. They've been there, they've
Right.
done it. Garoppolo's done it. Kittle's done it. They've all been there and they've all done it. The defense is disgusting. I think their team is way better than the record that they have currently. I'm a buyer with the Niners. I think the Niners. To me, the Niners are one of no offense, you're not gonna like me when I say this, one of 4 teams that could make it to the NFC Championship. Yeah, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like it.
Hey, I do. You're right. I definitely Mario. We got a friend that's a Niners fan, and he grinds my gears. So like, it's like I'm biased towards the 49ers now. But
Yeah, it's
realistically,
like
you're right.
I just want to hate these motherfuckers, but
Yeah, you're
So-
right though. Realistically, they probably are top 3 best built teams
yeah,
in football.
It's always going to come
In
down
football.
to this. So, of course, I'm a buyer.
Jimmy G.
It's always going to come down to Jimmy G. Now, there's no excuse for him no more. There's no excuse for Kyle Shanahan. The thing is, Washington, you hit it on the head. And Mario, you just brought it up. That record doesn't show how good this team is, and it's because what Washington keeps telling me. It's an inconsistent team right now. But we're into the second wave of the season. We're 1-0 in this part of the season, right? I see. I just
this part.
yeah. I see this because man, a lot of things. Yeah, I want to talk about the 4-4. I'm looking forward. That Chargers game was like really disappointing watching, but it shows you that CMC has a lot to work on as far as learning this playbook. But as we go by, he's gonna get it all equipped. The team is ready to go. The only teams I see them being like to get the ass whooped is by the GOAT Bucks, Cowboys, and again we'll talk about the other two, but that's really it for me. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about this next team, and I want to go first on it. All right, the 6th seed, the Dallas Cowboys. I am a buyer. They are one of the best built teams as well as we speak. Their defense is nasty. They have turnover. players all over that damn defense. They have everything they have. The only thing it's going to be is just like the 49ers. This is going to be built off of Dak's success. If he fucking fucks up like he did against us last year in the playoffs, he's just going to go to another fucking... And it also depends if they get Odell Beckham. But I'm a buyer. They have a lot of things going good. It's all on Dak Prescott for me. Just like the Niners, it's all about Jimmy G.
I'm a seller, man. I'm a seller on the Cowboys. I really am a seller on them. I just don't.
Shout out Goot. Shout out Goot.
Yeah, Goot. You Cowboys are trash. Fucking, I don't buy them, and I don't. Their holes will show, and I don't think they're very good in the receiver room. I think they're all right. I don't think they're. I don't know. The Cowboys just look average as hell on offense to me. To really like doing. I just think they're an average offensive team. Really, and I think they're a very prehistoric offensive team.
Duh, McCarthy's prehistoric.
I think at the end of the day, Mike McCarthy will hold them back. To be completely honest with you, I think he'll hold them back. I really do. I think that dude is so like behind the evolution curve of the offense. I think he's a very old school offensive guy, and I think the times have changed, and he hasn't stuck with the times. He's just very fortunate to have a very good defense.
There you go. Shit. What you got, Ty?
I buy that they will, by season end, they will be in the playoffs. I buy that.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Mario. I think they're average. And this is, I'm talking as a football fan, not a Giants fan. I think they're an average team. I think Dak Prescott, I see them maybe getting past the first round, but I think Mike McCarthy is the problem. Is one of the bigger problems. I think Jerry's the problem realistically, but that's another topic. But I think Mike McCarthy is not going to.
It won't be the problem anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Mike and Dak. I think we all thought Dak would play better, but just like Tony, so much potential that you're about to lose because every year Dak's injured.
Bro, all Dak Prescott is Kirk Cousins.
No. Dak's a tier above Kirk.
Huh?
Dak's a tier above Kirk.
They're the same guy.
Probably like 2 tiers.
Statistically, they're the same dude.
Well, that's more about Kirk Cousins being better than Kirk Cousins is a joke. Like he's no disrespect to Kirk Cousins, but we say Kirk Cousins, we kind of Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins ain't no Geno Smith. If the Vikings had Geno Smith, the Vikings would easy NFC favorites.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Listen, Geno is good, bro.
I think hot take.
Listen, no, bro. Geno is good. Geno is better than Kirk. Would you agree?
This year, yes.
Yes, this year.
This year. But it doesn't help.
That's all we're talking about right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Vikings later because it doesn't. Never mind. We'll talk about them later. So the next team is the 5th seed as constructed today. It's your New York Football Giants. Are you guys buying or are you selling?
All right, hold on, because I don't need to hear the negativity. So
no, I'll go first. Oh, you want to go first?
No. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say. Okay. Are you recording? Are you recording this? I need you to turn this off. All right.
Nope.
The Giants will make the playoffs. The Giants will make the playoffs. Football fan. I'm sorry, baby. The Giants will make the playoffs because the Giants they can win the games they need to win to get into the playoffs. Okay? The Giants have some Giants facts now. The Giants have one of the hardest rest of the schedule based off win-loss percentage or win-loss record. The Giants have one of the toughest end games schedule. Daniel Jones, was it last week or 2 hours last week, had the highest quarterback rating recorded this season. Daniel Jones plays. Daniel Jones. That hurts my heart, baby. I'm having a heart attack with this one. Daniel Jones
Get it out. Come on. Sound it
will
out.
not. Daniel Jones is not my quarterback.
Oh,
Daniel Jones will not sit here and. I don't feel like he's playoff Eli. I feel like Daniel Jones will make it to the playoffs, and
what?
then vintage Daniel Jones will come out. Okay. Giants might squeak past the first round, but they probably won't. No, I'm lying. They're going to the Super Bowl, baby. They're going to the Super Bowl, winning it all day, beating the
Look.
Chiefs and Kadarius Toney.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you thought there was gonna be some negativity because I buy them making the playoffs, and to me, I mean, granted, I don't know as much as the Giants as you do, but the Giants will go as far as Saquon will take them. Is what I believe. What I believe from somebody who's not like an unbiased, not a fan or hater of the Giants. I think they will go as far as Saquon will take them, and if Saquon can be who Saquon has been all year, and your boy Danny Dimes can just be average.
That's the key, though. That's the key.
Just,
So
like,
Daniel Jones,
he ain't got to be
you're
great.
right.
He ain't got to be bad. He's just got to be average.
This is what I'm saying, though. I hate saying, like, I feel sick saying what I'm about to say. Okay, it's not that I don't have faith in my team. It's relying on the passing in the playoffs can advance you. Relying on strictly the run in the playoffs, you'll end up like Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's a difference between relying on the run and the pass, especially in today's game where mobile quarterbacks are everything. Before, I'm gonna say it, bro, only the black quarterbacks ran. All right, nowadays the black and the white quarterbacks run. Shit, the
Samoan.
Yeah.
All right, so Danny Dimes, this is how it played out. They stopped the run because everybody knows the ball's going to Barkley. All right, even if Barkley gets off, you can't live and die by the run in the playoffs.
No, that's true.
Danny Dimes stays doing the boot. They're gonna put a spy, and depending who we play, that could be good or bad. All right. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to sit here and I want everyone to pull this shit out and be like, "Hey, Waz, you ain't have no faith in your team." And I'll be like, "You're right, man. My bad."
That's a
But
good
realistically,
thing. That's a good thing. If you're wrong
That's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
it's a good thing. You still won.
But realistically, relying on the run in the playoffs has worked for who? What team has that worked for?
The Niners.
Look, when was the last time they won?
A Super Bowl, exactly. But going to the NFC Championship, they can get up there with
At
the
the
run.
end of the day, there's only one winner.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're thinking about it. When was the last run heavy, like predominantly?
I'm not
run team?
thinking. I don't know.
Shit, the MVP awards are quarterback. It's a quarterback race.
Quarterback.
Well, okay. Bit of trivia. I thought I might have asked y'all this. What was the last non-quarterback to win the MVP?
It had to be, what's his name? I want to say Deion Branch from freaking the Patriots, and that's a long ass time ago.
That's way too far. That's way too far.
Is it? You have the answer?
Yeah.
Let me think.
AP. Oh, my bad.
Who?
To win the the Super Bowl MVP?
No, just the MVP.
Oh, we don't care about that. I thought you were talking about the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, okay. Let's use no.
That's why I said Deion Branch.
Because Cooper Kupp won the Super Bowl MVP last year.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, realistically, the season MVP is a quarterback.
Yeah, it's never the running back.
It's never. When was the last time somebody besides quarterback ran?
Yeah,
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. It should have been Derrick Henry for that 2,000-yard rush,
That's
but
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying.
get it.
You cannot rely on the run to win you a Super Bowl. One day it'll happen. One day it will happen.
It used
At
to
least
happen.
once.
No, it used
But
to always
nowadays,
happen. It's a
yeah,
pass game.
yeah, nowadays, I'm sorry, I'm stretching this out. My bad.
It's a passing league. For me, I am a buyer at a certain stage for the Giants. They're not a Super Bowl contender to me, in my opinion. Um, they will
Hell
to
of a
me.
rebuild though.
Help,
It was a hell of a rebuild season.
hey, what did you say, Mario? It was a competitive rebuild. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it
I still
gets
got the ball
but
for most of the year though.
so the best thing about this Giants team to take away from the season, because I don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl or go, is they built their culture, and that's everything when it comes to building a team. They have their culture now. So I got them upsetting a few teams depending on the seeding. I got them beating the Seahawks. I got them beating the Bucks. Like I got them beating teams like that. You know what I'm saying? They
They'll beat
like
the Cowboys.
depending. So like as constructed as the seeds are, they would go against the Buccaneers. I think they could upset them. That defense is the way they play. They want to take away the ball every time. They ball hunt the whole time. But yeah, when it comes to them, they won this season anyways with the way they played this year. We're going to number 4 with Tampa Bay. Buyers or sellers?
Selling.
Um,
This is one of those teams to me where like I'm gonna throw experience out the window, and these dudes look just old, old
think
and
they'll-
slow.
I agree with you, bro. I think they'll finish
Old
with
and slow.
I think they'll finish with a 9-8 record, and I think 8-8, 8-8,
No,
8-8,
9-8,
8-8.
9-8.
Selling.
The 16 games.
Oh yeah.
They're
8-8.
an average team in a bad division.
Even that's what they're exactly 8-8. The question really comes down to: do they win the division?
Yes.
And
absolutely.
because of that, that's why I buy them. I buy them making it in. I buy them being the 4th seed. I buy them. This is where they'll end up. And you can't. I don't see them. I see them getting bumped the first round, but they're the big upset alert. Because at the end of the day, you still got Brady, and you don't know what Brady. You can't count out Brady until in the playoffs until Brady sits here and you see it. Until I see it, it's like okay, well you never know.
I am a buyer only because of the GOAT. I'm not going against this man. He's gonna make some noise in there. He's not gonna win a Super Bowl, but he will do what he does every time. He's had older teams like this as well with the Patriots, and he made it happen. I got them. We're going to this next team. I know Washington wants to start with this. The number 3 seed, the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes. I think they'll get the 6th seed. I don't think I don't think they'll win the division. I before. No, I don't know. I'm actually torn. I think the 49ers could easily, come back and win the division. That's predictable.
We're undefeated so far in the division.
But I think that Seattle
And the
may.
division trash.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has that.
I know AFC
team.
West ain't talking shit right now.
Listen, Seattle Seahawks, they may win the division, but I definitely buy that they're going to.
What about you, Mario?
I sell them. They'll get a 6th seed, but they won't do much in the playoffs. I think the Niners win the division. As much as it makes me want to throw up in my mouth to say.
I'm also
Yeah.
a seller. I've been a seller since. Congratulations,
Biased.
Geno Smith. It's not being biased. I think that the way they're built, right, it's good for the regular season. I truly do. And then depending, like you guys said, I honestly think we're winning our division as well. They'll end up being 6 or 7. They'll end up playing the Vikings or the Cowboys. And it's like, okay, you're not beating them teams. That's in my opinion.
They could beat the Cowboys. They can
Hold
beat
on.
the Cowboys.
I think Seattle, if they're matched up with the Vikings, can win.
They would have
I
to
don't
be.
know about that.
They would have to be the 7th seed for that one.
I know.
I-
That's why I think they'll beat. And I
think they'll beat the Cowboys. I disagree. I heavily disagree with that. I think the Cowboys, because of your reasoning, proves why Seattle sits here.
Yeah.
I think Geno can outplay that.
What about if they play the Giants?
It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with Geno's play. He's gonna play well. I just don't think they have enough experience on that young team to play in this playoffs.
I'm about to excuse myself from this podcast due to the disrespectful Raiders fan who had to change teams because the team's so ass. You know what I'm saying?
I hate them both. I'm glad we haven't had to talk about them today.
You guys punked me. You punked me. I was so high on the damn Raiders.
Punked you? Punked me, dog.
You used to this. You should be used to this.
All right, so this next team, the two, we're going to the second seed. We got the Minnesota Vikings.
What buyers? And I think they'll end right there because I'm sorry. I think second seed is they're good. I think it's going to be the first versus the second. In the championship.
I'm selling them. They'll make the playoffs clearly, but they're going to get bounced out in the first game.
Because of Kirk.
Huh?
Because of Kirk?
Yeah, probably. Maybe, I don't know. So the way I look at it is like, what sucks is like, I don't think, for separate reasons, the Eagles or the Vikings are for real. I think the Niners will be in the Super Bowl.
That's great to hear.
I think that, truly. The thing is like...
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Greatest take of all time.
Look, I don't think Kirk Cousins is gonna hold the Vikings back. I promise you. I'd stake my life on it. All right. I don't think the Eagles are for real. They haven't been tested against anybody, and they just got caught sleeping against Washington. And they're not playing it. The only team worth a shit that they're playing during the season is the Giants.
Vikings, they beat the Vikings, bro.
But that's why did they beat the Vikings? Thank you.
Because Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback of all time.
Because Kirk Cousins is gonna Kirk Cousins when it's time to beat Kirk Cousins.
That's pretty much it.
Three things I can count on in this life: death, taxes, and Kirk Cousins fucking it up when it matters.
In prime time. All playoff games is prime time too, by the way.
I promise you, I don't buy either of these two teams.
So with the Vikings, for me, I'm buying them as of course, I'm not going to disrespect them all like that. But what Mario's saying, I've never believed in this Vikings team. They're literally Dalvin Cook and Jettas. That's it. The defense, they're okay to me. They're not what everyone thinks they are to me. If they're constructed right now, seeded right now, they did the playoffs today. They play the 49ers the first game.
The 49ers will beat them.
And then Seahawks.
I can see this being an upset. I can see, and I say it because I think the bettors will go for the 49ers. And I can see the Vikings upset.
You're calling it an upset and they're the second seed.
No. It doesn't matter. I guarantee in Vegas, the 49ers would be the better.
Of all the teams the Vikings could match up against in the playoffs, the one team they wouldn't want to match up with is the Niners.
I agree. I still think
the one team,
and that's easily because that defense will eat Kirk alive.
Yes,
in every single facet, every single. Oh my gosh, yo! Did you look outside, Fred?
Yes, it's really bad out there, bro.
It's like 55.
Bro, I can't see my car, bro.
Shut the fuck up, Mario.
It's like 55 years, sunny. You know.
Man, hold on, man.
Bro, every single car is buried right now. Except mine. Mine is in the garage.
Look at this.
No. Nope. Mm-mm.
Look at this.
Mountain tough.
Look at this, bro.
Nope. I'm gonna go take a leisurely cruise to get a haircut after this. You know, clear skies out here.
Yeah. Bring it up.
Anyways,
Put it in the buzzer.
All right, so with the Vikings, we're gonna move on to the number 1 seed, the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't have to tell me. I'm buying them, but I'm selling when it comes to them being a true Super Bowl contender.
Same. Me, like right now,
the Eagles will be in the NFC Championship game regardless. I mean, unless the Giants, I can see the Giants, because the Giants. Let me stop.
Oh, Jesus
But
Christ.
no, you're absolutely right though. That's a divisional team. You always talk about that. You have three people that are
That's why I think
divisional.
the Giants and the Eagles will split one. I
Yeah.
think they will honestly split one. But I think I can't talk any more bad about my Giants. I have a day to get through. I don't want to get sick.
I think it's gonna be all of fucking Fred's Bush in the Super Bowl, bro. It's gonna be the Dolphins and the Niners. To be completely honest, it's gonna be like the Shanahan Bush people.
The
there.
super Bush.
Super Bush. All of his little leaves from the fucking. I don't know. I think it's gonna be the Niners and the fucking Dolphins.
I have the Chiefs and I had the Bills and the Niners in the beginning. Now I have the Chiefs and the Niners.
I got the Chiefs. Yo, how good would be Chiefs Eagles, bro? Andy Reid's revenge game.
I want a revenge game from 2019. That's what I want. Chiefs Niners.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want the Niners because I will delete his number. I will delete his number.
I already did.
I will delete Johnson's number if
No.
the 49ers make the Super Bowl. I can't.
He can't talk. He's a Jimmy G hater.
There's not even that. I've never. So listen, I'm a Giants fan, right?
But the difference between me and him is
He's biased. He's biased.
Yeah,
for his team.
I'm a football
And
fan.
You can't talk football with somebody who's biased on their team. Like I get everyone being biased to their team, but at a moment you have to step out and be a football fan if you want to talk football.
Right.
You can't sit here and you're such a Raiders fan that you're blind to this and that. On top of that,
I hate those motherfuckers.
he hates Garoppolo. And I hate Daniel Jones, but that's my quarterback, baby.
So you gonna ride with him?
I'm not riding with him, but I'll ride next. I ride in the car. We ride like this.
So you got Chiefs Eagles at midseason.
Yeah.
All right.
Dolphins Niners.
All right, I got Chiefs Niners. So look, now that we're done with the buyers and sellers, we're gonna do our quick pick'ems, okay? Go ahead and we'll put Tim's stuff on there later. But we already know the results.
Hold on, Mario. Wow. Ty, I'm putting Tim. All right, go ahead.
Hey, I got the Titans beating the Packers on Thursday night.
No, me too, bro. Me too.
All right, so we, like I said, I was a little too sick to do this yesterday. So the Titans defeated the Packers, but I honestly had the Packers winning that game. So the next one, so Tim had his, of course he had Green Bay. He's a Packers fan. So the next one, we got Chicago going into Atlanta. Tim has Chicago.
I don't know. Both these teams could lose, and I'd still sleep fine at night. I'm gonna go Chicago. I think Justin Fields is hitting that stride.
I picked him up on fantasy too. I got him as well. I'm going with the Bears as well.
I got Chicago.
We got Carolina Panthers going into Baltimore.
Right now.
He had the Bears. We have the Carolina Panthers going into Baltimore. Who y'all got?
Baltimore.
Yeah, same.
I'm going Baltimore. So did Tim. We have Cleveland Browns going into Buffalo, which means they're going to Detroit.
Buffalo.
Tim has Buffalo. So did I.
I'll go Buffalo. I expect a possible upset. Cleveland can play good if they want to. It just depends if they want. Whoa.
Is that Deshaun Watson's first game back?
He had 11 suspension.
Huh?
No, I think it's next week. Hold on. I can't make this pick accurately unless I know.
No, Jacoby Brissett is playing this game because they're bringing up the old game that he played here in Buffalo when the snowstorm was similar.
Oh, okay.
We got Philadelphia.
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I got Buffalo.
All right, so Philly going to Indianapolis. Of course, I'm going to go with Philly. They're not going to lose 2 in a row. Same thing with Tim. He got Philly as well.
No, go choose Indy, Mario. Choose Indy.
Philly.
I got Philly too.
We got the New York Jets going into New England. I see them going to split 1-1. Jets win this. Same thing with Tim. He believes the Jets win this as well.
So do I.
All right. I want to go Jets, but I'm gonna go New England.
All right. We got the St. Louis Rams going to New Orleans Saints. Who do y'all got?
I got New Orleans.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
I also have New Orleans.
All right. Tim got Rams. I'm going with New Orleans as well. We have Detroit Lions going to MetLife Stadium to go against Big Blue.
Nah, man. Hey, New York, Mario, you can pick the Giants. If you want, you can pick. I allow it.
I didn't even say.
I gotta do it.
I didn't even say.
That's what I'm
anything
saying.
bad.
You've been pro New York this whole year. I appreciate that. You know.
I ain't never had-
Look, all right?
I ain't never hated on y'all.
Because I really like Detroit so much,
Me too.
but I'm gonna have to roll with the Giants.
Bro, look at this snow, bro. It's out my window. Bro, the snow is at the window, bro.
This it's horrible, bro. And it's
What
not
you
stopping.
got?
It's not stopping at all. So, of course, I got the Giants, and so does Tim. We got the Oakland Raiders going into Denver.
Tie.
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 So all year, you know. Come on, don't F this up. Let's go Oakland.
I'm gonna go Raiders as well, but Tim got Broncos. We got Dallas playing against Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
It's the 4:25 game. Let's get real close to prime time. And I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
I got the Cowboys too. Yeah, we all got the Cowboys all around. We have the Cincinnati Bengals coming off their bye going against Pittsburgh Steelers at Pittsburgh.
Go Pitts.
I'm gonna go Cincinnati.
Myself and Tim go Cincinnati as well. We have a Sunday night game. Kansas City goes into San Diego to play against the Bolts.
When they first played earlier in the season, we had said the Bolts were going to take the next game. I no longer believe that. I'm going Kansas City.
They're too fragile, man. They're too hurt right now.
I'm gonna take Kansas City.
I agree. Same thing with Tim. We all went around with Kansas City. We have the Monday night football game in Mexico City. Mexico, the 49ers go to Arizona.
Bro, come on, bro.
This is the easiest pick. Now that Warzone 2 is out, I will not pick the Cardinals for the rest of the year. I'm picking the Niners.
All right, I got the Niners too, but listen, Colt McCoy played really well against us last year. So I'm just saying.
Hold on. What did Tim say?
Tim got the Niners too.
I'm gonna go for the upset of the week.
Oh, there he goes. We always gotta have. I didn't pick an upset this week. That's crazy.
Somebody has to, and
Yeah.
I want to do it a little earlier. I'm gonna pick. I thought the Dallas one was gonna be the upset, but everyone thinks Dallas gonna win. So I got somebody got to do upset. I'll do the upset twice. Pittsburgh beating Cincy and Cardinals beating 49ers.
Well, there it is, y'all. Roundtree TV, episode 11, week 11. Those are our takes, our buys, and sells, the results, everything. Y'all have anything else before I close up?
No. Raiders
Go
are going to
Giants.
turn around and make it to the Super Bowl.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to
Okay,
y'all.
there you go. There you go. Stay with pride.
I got that still recorded. I'll talk to y'all fellas later, man.
Oh, no.